This is Not a Player Pod, a sports podcast by fans and for fans covering everything from the hardwood to the gridiron. So without further ado, let's send it off to the stars of the show, Lewis, Max, Jack, and John, because ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is nap time.
Welcome back, people. This is Not a Player Podcast. Week 3 is in the books. Week 4 is upon us. It is Thursday morning. You are listening to this podcast. We're going to give out our picks, share our records. One of us is steaming hot, one of us isn't, and one of us is sort of in the middle. Fellas, how are we doing? The Vikings have an early game on Sunday this week, so a little bit different for us. But there's some intriguing games. There's some intriguing college football games on Saturday, but we're not going to touch on those. Just NFL. Some good games this week. How are we doing?
Yeah, this should be a great sports weekend. As John said, we got a couple high-powered rivalries in college. This is not a college podcast. We got the Ryder Cup. This is not a golf podcast, as much as I would like to talk on the Ryder Cup. And then on Sunday, we got, I'd say, a mediocre slate in the NFL. But the NFL always delivers no matter what. So excited for a great sports watching weekend.
Agreed. And I think the slate's good. I'm excited to get back on the winning side of some bets. Really like the picks this week. And we get to start bright and early at 8:30 with the Vikings. So
yeah, that's always nice. Get it out of the way. I ended up getting a little...
Get the Vikings game out of the way.
Getting the Vikings game out of the way. Get the walking pad going in the morning. Watch the Vikings game. Everyone's going to know. We're going to be... Get the Ryder Cup on screen, too. It's going to be a good Sunday.
Wait, you're going to be walking while watching the Vikings?
I have made the purchase of a indoor walking treadmill, just a walking pad, maximum 4 miles an hour. So when I'm watching sports to get a little activity going.
Hey, props to you.
And it's pretty nice because like you watch a half of football, like you're not really thinking too much, and it's like an hour and 15 minutes on the walking treadmill right there, where you could just be sitting on the couch. Yeah, it is pretty good, but it has not been good to my bets in this podcast or in real life. I'll touch on this podcast first. I am currently sitting at 4-10. We did have a push last week, so we're just not even going to count that one. John is red hot, as he mentioned, at 11-3, and Max is very respectable 8-6. That is a winning record. I have some work to do. It's only week 4. This needs to turn around, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good coming into this weekend. So we'll see. We're going to touch on our 4 games as normal. Then we each have a flex game. We can go a couple rapid fire to hit on some games that we missed too.
Love it.
But why don't we start it off with Max? Talk us through the Seattle -1.5 against the Arizona Cardinals. That is Thursday night football.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good Thursday night game. I love the Seahawks to win it, first off. I think it's a disrespectful line for Sam Darnold, who's been very good despite a pretty pathetic offensive line. His PFF ranking ranks first among quarterbacks, not something I really take into consideration or put much weight into, but for my bet purposes, I am listening to it. I don't believe in the Cardinals. For whatever reason, Kyler's receivers can't catch a ball.
Yeah,
And,
Marvin Harrison, like what happened there?
I'm not sure.
Malik Neighbors has clearly taken the torch from that draft, but
Agreed. But I love the Seahawks like usual. Been high on them for a while, and I'm going to ride that into next week.
yeah. Quick question. If you saw Chris Collinsworth, would you tell him to his face that his rating system sucks? Or would you leave that open? Just
Chris Collins, isn't it Mike Florio?
No, Pro Football Focus is Chris Collinsworth. Pro Football Talk is Mike Florio.
Oh, okay, you're
right. No, I definitely would not. I'm a big Chris fan, but the PFF ranking system I don't put much weight into.
Yeah. I don't put much weight into it either, and I also like the Seattle Seahawks in this game. This game might be the last game where we get Seattle at kind of a discounted price, I feel like. I kind of think that after this nationally televised game, they're going to be put more on the map. This defense is for real. Mike McDonald, it's his second year over there, so it's going to take the scheme a year to catch up, and now I think they're really find the groove, and if their offense can just score like 20 points in this game, I don't think that Seattle I don't think that Arizona can catch up. So, Tuck, what are your thoughts?
I'm going the opposite way.
Okay.
This is becoming a trend on this podcast, and here's the deal. I feel like Seattle's getting boosted a touch based on their game last week and who they played, when in reality they didn't look great the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. And the Cardinals, they're 2-1. You could argue they should be 3-0. I know their strength of schedule hasn't been hard, but 3-0 would be 3-0. Last week they should have won. In my opinion, they just had some fluky drops like you guys were talking about. I don't love James Conner being hurt. I think he's an identity guy on their team, and I think that'll show up when watching the game. But this, in general, more of a contrarian play. I feel like everybody's going to be on the Seahawks here, when in reality, I don't think they're that good to be a road dog against a team that's not terrible. And the Cardinals aren't terrible. So I'll take the home underdog. Sorry, the road favorite. Yeah.
Divisional game. Yeah, sometimes the public's right, though. We're just going to go with that. Sometimes the public is right.
I'm not even, sure that the public's on. This is a total
You know what? They might not even be.
The line is tiny. I just think it's a disrespectful line for the Seahawks is all.
It feels like that's why I'm thinking it's a public line, because I can just sense people thinking the Cardinals suck and that the Seahawks are great, when in reality I'm against the Seahawks. I'll be against the Seahawks this entire year. But yeah.
You can't blame someone. I can't blame you for ever taking a home dog in a divisional matchup. That's always kind of a good play, but Max and I going against it this week. We'll move on to Philadelphia -3.5 at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is probably the third out of the games of the week that I'm most interested in.
The NFC? Come on.
I just think the Ravens and Kansas City is a better storyline, but Tuck, why don't you go ahead on this one?
This is a game that 2 weeks ago I would probably be all over the Buccaneers, but unfortunately I am going to be picking against them this week. I'm getting a little concerned with these injuries. They just for the Bucs, they rack up every week. Mike Evans is now out. Their offensive line is just devastated with injuries. And like I talked about last week when picking the Eagles, I just feel like this team does what they need to do to win ball games. Last week was another example. We talked about how, when are they going to start throwing the ball? Well, they proved they needed to start throwing the ball in the second half against the Rams, and they proved they can, which was the least shocking thing ever to me. I didn't understand people thinking that they forgot how to throw the football. That's just, I thought it was dumb that A.J. Brown wasn't getting targets for the first 2.5 weeks of this season in their games, but he showed up in the second half, and I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles just find a way to win this. I wish it wasn't 3.5. I wish it was 2.5, but I'll take them anyways. I'm done betting against the Eagles. I think I'm just going to bet on them every week now until I really feel strongly about the other side.
Didn't you bet on them last week?
I had the Eagles.
Me too. That was a fun one.
Yeah, that was not as fun for those of us on the Rams. Max, go ahead.
Like I said, battle of the NFC in my eyes. I like the Bucs, and I want to get ahead of this. This is a super emotional bet for me. Can't stand the Eagles. Didn't enjoy taking them last week, as fun of a finish as it was. But
you enjoyed taking them as that big guy was running. You were laughing directly in my face.
Oh, yeah, that was great. That was great. But I'm a fan of Baker, and I said, I think week 2 when I picked them, anytime they're getting points, I'm going to ride the Bucs, and I like the 3.5 line. I think this is another game that's going to come down to the wire. Potential winning drive, but I see them keeping it close, and we'll see. Like I said, emotional bet. I got the Bucs.
Okay, I'll be taking the Bucs as well. I think the 3.5 points is a lot. I still think the Eagles can win this game, but I could see them winning by a field goal or less, winning on a last-second play or something like that. I think that Baker, I trust him to keep it at least in a tight game. This is not a game where I do not want the points, because I definitely want the points in this game. I just like having that 3.5 because I could see it coming down to something a little weird. And Saquon's averaging the least amount of yards per carry that he's averaged since in like his rookie year or something like that. So is that something that concerns you at all either? Because their offensive line's a little more shaky than people might like to admit.
They've had some injuries. Wasn't Lane Johnson banged up last week a little bit?
Yep.
They had
Neck
some, I don't know.
stinger.
Yeah, their center maybe at one point. When are you guys going to learn that the Eagles, they just win ball games?
We both said
They don't
3.5
blow teams out though,
3.5.
except for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Baker's a gamer.
They can do
true
it. They
gamer.
just haven't done it. Maybe they will this
gamer.
week.
Okay, well, we'll see. I like that we're on the opposite side of 2 picks. This is going to make me claw back. I will start for our
or
next
extend
game.
the lead.
Or extend the lead. This is a long season. There's 18 weeks in the NFL now. I'm not sure you heard. They've extended the year from 16 weeks to 18 weeks over the last few years. So we got plenty of time. Our next game is the Colts plus 3.5 at the Los Angeles Rams. I think one of these teams is a fraudulent team. I don't think it'll be too easy for the viewership and you two to figure it out that it is the Indianapolis Colts. I don't really trust the whole Danny Dimes, Indiana Jones shtick. They really should be 2-1 if there wasn't that dumb leverage penalty on them, kicking that 60-yarder that Shane Steichen messed up the clock management at the end of that game and then got bailed out by a phantom call. They've played a very, very easy schedule. I think the Rams are going to be a little pissed off after that last game. Rams at home, I could see them opening this one up. Look out for kind of a high-scoring game here as well. So I'll be taking the Los Angeles Rams.
Max, you go ahead.
Yeah, Lewis, thanks for bringing up that gut-wrenching loss again. Feel for the Rams. Obviously affected some of us more than others. But I think they're facing this red-hot Colts team whose owner, I think she's got them whipped in shape. I think
I kind of like her.
All the weight room visits, the on-field presence, headset. I think that this has been a positive for this franchise. And Indiana Jones and Jonathan Taylor, I think, are actually legitimate too. Taylor leads the league in rushing yards thus far. Danny Dimes has been smart with the ball. No interceptions. Their defense has been pretty solid. I mean, obviously the competition has been lackluster. But the Rams, I think, just kind of rely on Stafford's health and all the back clinching last game. I'm not sure I believe in them. And I kind of want to, again, emotionally take a team. And I would like to see the Colts continue this streak. So I will take them plus 3.5.
Did you see the picture of like the angry runs today with Mrs. Irsay in the picture with Jonathan Taylor? It's pretty hilarious.
That's great. Yeah, they're a team of destiny. I love them. Yeah.
This is the hardest pick for me out of the games we're selecting this week. I feel like I'm going to be hopping on the Colts right when their run ends. I have a feeling that's going to happen here. I am taking the Colts. I do want the points. I want the points badly. I feel like my thought process is here is, one, I'm a guy that's against the Rams this year. And two, I feel like the Rams might win this game, but I just guarantee you this game is going to come down to the last drive. And therefore, I just want points. So that I don't have a big explanation for this game. I just want the points. I don't think the home field advantage is much of a thing. So I think this is, going to be a close game, a hard one to pick, but give me the 3.5.
I can just see Danny Dimes being under pressure at this game by this elite Los Angeles Rams defensive line.
Yeah.
I think that they're kind of an under-talked about unit nationally, and they are for real. But I do think this is kind of a tough game to pick as well. So
I agree, Lewis. And it's kind of funny. In my notes, I took the Rams and decided against it last second. I said it's going to be a fluky game, and I will take the Rams. Like 1 second you're safe, next you're not. But I completely flipped, taking the Colts.
Okay. That's fair. Our next game, I think, is the marquee game of the week, and it is 2 1-2 teams facing off against each other. Question, do either of these teams miss the playoffs if they lose this game? And that is the Ravens minus 2.5 at Kansas City Chiefs.
Ravens are not, I don't think. I don't see the Chiefs missing the playoffs either. I don't think that wanted to have this conversation, not to pivot, but AFC versus NFC, who's better right now. Cousin Sal and Bill were like so high on the AFC. I think the NFC is deeper, than.
Well, I think that they're high on the
has
AFC's top, but not as much. The AFC kind of falls off the cliff a little bit come
which is
seeds
which is
7
why
and
I
8.
just don't see the Chiefs missing the playoffs.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. But I could see them. There's a world where they miss the playoffs. They didn't look like world beaters against the New York Giants last weekend as well.
No.
If the Giants recover that fumble that Mahomes threw backwards and run into the end zone or even just fall on it, we're talking about a totally different game. If the Giants kicker doesn't get hurt, we're talking about a totally different game. John Tucker and the rest of the Kansas City Chiefs got bailed out in that game because they didn't have a kicker. That game would have been completely different. I stand by it. I think that the Giants could turn it around, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. I really think that the Chiefs are in trouble this year. They do get Xavier Worthy back, but is it enough? This offense has been dink and dunk. Like, I know that they're wearing red and yellow, but they're not the Chiefs of the past.
I guess, well, I'll give my real Chiefs thoughts. I guess I'll just pick this game. I'm taking the Chiefs. And along with that goes that I am still very high on the Chiefs this year. I am very happy that people are out on the Chiefs because this team just made the Super Bowl. Their team isn't all that much different. They're getting Rashee Rice back in week 7. They're getting Worthy back this week, right? So for anybody that thinks that Patrick Mahomes forgot how to play football, that Andy Reid forgot how to coach, that Steve Spagnuolo forgot how to coach, that Chris Jones isn't still on this football team, Trent McDuffie is a stud. The only thing I'll accept is that Travis Kelce is slightly worse. That is true. But
they don't have the horses.
Slightly.
They don't have the horses for this.
What horses did they have last year?
Well, that's the thing. They got blown out in the Super Bowl. But
they
they still made it to the Super
Bowl.
Bowl. Yeah, I mean, they still had Worthy, and they still had some of these guys, and they won kind of these games in ticky-tack fashion. I just don't know if they can.
Because that's what Mahomes does. Mahomes
that.
wins ball games when it's close.
Well, he has in the past, but this style of game has been so much more boring.
It's week 1. It's week 2.
Years.
When it matters, have fun going against them. That's all I'm gonna say.
I hope the Chiefs put this up in their locker room. They show my face on the screen and they're like, look at this guy.
Listen, I've mentioned I don't enjoy watching them. I think they're boring. I'm not a Mahomes guy. They just I'm trying to be right, and I think that's the right side to be on.
I really think you're overthinking it. I think that you've gotten a little too big for your britches, and I like that we're on the other side of all these games right now.
Tuck?
I don't think I'm overthinking it.
I don't think you are either.
I'm on the side of the team.
Are you taking Kansas City too, Max?
Every year.
I completely agree with you, Tuck, in every sense. And for that reason, I'm taking the Ravens. They can afford to drop one more game. They can play lackluster football one more week. And I don't think this Ravens offense is bad enough to lose to this pathetic Chiefs team as they stand now. A couple stats. I mean, Ravens are 44% on third down conversions. They're averaging 37 points a game. I don't think that those statistics are going to dry up facing this Chiefs defense. And I'm taking the Ravens minus 2.5. And then the following weeks, I do believe the Chiefs will figure it out when more people have gone out on them. But this line is too close to even say that people are out on the Chiefs.
No, people aren't out, but the Ravens are just a better ball team.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yep.
Also, the Chiefs aren't winning their division this year either. Like, Chargers are already 3-0 with 3 divisional wins.
It'll be a wild card team.
Okay.
I agree.
When's the last time? Yeah, I don't remember the last time the Chiefs were the wild card. I think that was probably their first Super Bowl win. Was when the last time they were a wild card, but I could be mistaken. Why don't we move on to the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Hold on, who are you picking?
Yeah, I already took Baltimore. I already said.
Oh, okay. One other thing in this game I wanted to mention. I was going to wait until after you, but I guess you already made your pick. I think this is a get-right game for the Chiefs and on their offense because they're going to have to score. They're going to have to be more aggressive. I think we're going to see a little bit more of the old Chiefs offense in this game, especially with Worthy back, because the Ravens will score some points, but the Ravens defense stinks. They just stink. They proved it again on Monday night.
Yeah,
they proved it against Buffalo. I'm not sure if Van Noy
is back or whoever the run stopper is, like Matabike.
But they stink in the air.
And again, I also just don't want John Harbaugh to be my coach when there's 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
I agree. He does bad clock management. I said this in the group. They should have went for that 4th and 9 in their own territory. You don't keep
that
the ball
I disagree with.
That's tough. That's tough. And I know you weren't being outcome oriented. You just believed it. But I mean, like, if they make that stop on 4th down, they're getting the ball back with 3 timeouts. I don't know.
And if you don't get the 4th,
they haven't stopped him all night.
If you don't get the 4th and 9, the game is simply over immediately.
Correct. But it was basically, do you want slow death the other way?
Well, kind of what you want in football is to keep your chances alive when you're down.
I like trusting Lamar in that situation. I think Lamar can make a big play.
9 yards is a lot.
And he had been pretty bad. Bad game from Lamar, too. He's going to have a bounce-back week.
Yeah.
This is a bounce-back week for everybody, in a sense. And that's why the Ravens are going to win.
Yeah, why don't we move on to our flex picks? Let's keep it moving. I'll start off with mine. I think that one of these teams is banged up. One of these teams, I don't even know if Brock Purdy's playing quarterback. I kind of just spoiled what team I'm talking about, and that is the San Francisco 49ers at home as 3-point favorites against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'll be taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just think that they're in a better spot than the 49ers are right now. The 49ers are 3-0, but it's a fraudulent 3-0. Let's be honest here. I know that Max and I have circled that one in the past. You know what, John? I want the points, but in real life, I don't think I want the points. I need the points in this game.
You need the points.
I need.
You can't say you don't want the points when you want the points. You either want them or you don't.
You're about to say another game that I think would be a great underdog parlay money line. So, do you guys have any thoughts on this one? I just think the Jags are better, and I think that they can win or keep it close.
I can't be in on the Jags. They make too many dumb mistakes. I think this is a push at best for you. I think if Purdy...
a push at best.
I think the Jags are a team that maybe a casual, not calling you a casual, but a casual might look at what they've done this year and be somewhat impressed by them.
Really? I think you're dead wrong, because I think that a casual looks at the 49ers and they're like, oh, they're 3-0. It's the 49ers. They have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, but
I'm impressed.
What have the Jags done?
They
beat the Panthers.
Yeah.
They beat Jake Browning. Sorry, they lost to Jake Browning.
They lost to Jake Browning.
And then they just beat CJ Stroud, who literally might be the 29th best quarterback in this league.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a horrible win. I just don't think the 49ers have done anything either.
No, you're right.
They beat the Cardinals, who aren't bad.
I don't think the Cardinals are good.
They beat the Seahawks, who you guys think are world beaters.
That was a week 1 weird game.
Okay. Sounds good. So it's a week 4 normal game now.
Yeah, it is a week 4 normal game. I just like the Jags. I didn't know you're gonna be on the other side of this one.
I like the Niners. I'm sorry.
Okay. Hey, you know what this is? You know what this is?
This is the Devani's game of the week.
I do owe Tuck Devani's this Sunday, so this is our Devani's game of the week right here. This is for the following Sunday. I will be excited for the Jags to win this one, and I can win my Devani's back.
All right, I'll give you my pick of the week. It's the Panthers plus 5.5. I am as people that listen to the show know, I am a fan of the Panthers. I have become a fan of the Panthers. They're a fun team. As much as some people might think they aren't a fun team, they are a fun team. Dave Canales is a great coach. Bryce Young is a gamer. And any team like the Patriots getting 5.5, they shouldn't be getting 5.5 points. I don't care who you're playing. Give me the Panthers plus the points. I'm pretty confident in this one.
Yeah, the Patriots could be playing Georgia Bulldogs football, and they should be getting plus 5 points here.
Yeah.
But completely agree. You might be the only person in the media that ever says that the Panthers are a fun team to watch. I haven't heard that one before. I don't see an argument of that. If you have ever watched a Buffalo Bills game or a Baltimore Ravens game, it's just a different sport. But
you get some good, you get some bad, you get some ugly, and you get some fun.
Okay. Max, any thoughts on this one?
I don't. I'm sick of talking about the Panthers. We give them so much
fair.
airtime. It's crazy.
John he's the keep pounding of the week right now.
Hashtag keep pounding.
Why don't you go ahead with yours, Max?
I feel like all my bets this week are very emotional in what I want to happen. So I'm going to keep that train going. Pause that, please, Lewis.
Excuse me.
I will be going with the Raiders to beat the Bears. I just think Caleb Williams is the exact type of quarterback to get too high after a win. Like, I don't see them coming out nearly as strong. Very emotional win for them last week. Raiders need this one.
Raiders are kind of in like do or die right now a little bit too.
Yeah.
And
it's
pick
them. Bears opened up as favorites. Already got a Raiders plus money line or plus points line, plus 1.5. For this, I will be taking them pick 'em and strongly encourage everyone else to.
I actually I like the the Bears in this game, and here's why. I don't think the Bears are back. But this is more of a I'm picturing the future. I think they're going to win this game. They're going to get tons of love from the media. People are going to really think they're back. They then have a bye week. They're going to come back against the Commanders and get absolutely smoked. That's what's going to happen. Mark this down. I
love that scenario.
I just can already see it happening. The Raiders aren't very good, so I can just kind of see the Bears winning this.
Yeah, neither of these teams are very good. That's kind of the problem. Why don't we move into our Survivor, where I'm actually the best on this show at that. So there's something that we can get for the best on the show. John took the Bucks last week, which was a win. Max took the Packers, which was a loss, and I took the Seattle Seahawks, which was a win.
I have the wheel ready.
Yep. Give it a spin.
Here we go.
Spinning. This is good podcasting right now. I need to win because I know what Max is going to be taking.
Well, John got first.
I will be taking the Bills, and they're playing this. It's a guaranteed victory.
Damn it.
Yep, that is an easy
there
one.
Goes one.
All right.
All right. New wheel. Just you two.
Keep spinning. Damn it. That wasn't even close.
I will take the Denver Broncos. Who is Denver playing again? They are playing against the Bengals. Jake Browning and the Bengals.
All right. Since you guys both took my teams.
You could take the Texans, are -7 against the Titans.
You know what?
Might not get a better time to take the Texans.
That's a good point, and if I lose with a bad team, this thing's already over, essentially, so I will take them.
All right.
Houston.
All right. Why don't we end the pod with a Vikings prediction? 8:30 a.m. We don't really need to touch on too much the preview. Nothing really has changed since last Sunday's game. I think that this is going to be a low-scoring affair. I think I'm going to go 17-10 Vikings.
I completely agree, Lewis.
Go ahead, yeah.
Chuck, you can take your pick if you want.
I just think we're going to win pretty handily. I think this is a good matchup for the Vikings. I think our defensive line should overwhelm their offensive line. I think their defense isn't very good, so I think Wentz will have enough success. I hope we can run the ball again this week. That will make things a lot easier. But I'm just not scared of their offense at all. I think our defense is going to have their way against Aaron Rodgers. And I hope he's on his back a lot. I think that will be fun to watch. A nice early morning breakfast seeing Aaron Rodgers get sacked. Oh, and we got a good announcing crew, by the way. We thought maybe Rich Eisen would be on the call.
Who is it? I
Joe Davis and Greg Olson.
Greg, we got Greg.
That is good. Yeah, that's a good crew.
Yeah. So that makes it a little better.
I agree. As far as my prediction goes, I will probably take 24-7 Vikings, kind of a boring blowout in a sense, but I'm truly nervous we might end Aaron Rodgers' career. I don't want that to happen, but I think the pressure that we're going to put on him, he's not going to have seen thus far this year.
I didn't give a score. I think we're going to win 24-10.
So mine almost again.
What'd you say?
That's fine. We're not even keeping track of this
24/7.
anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, we will be back Monday morning with Sunday recap. Should be a fun sports weekend. I'm excited. I'm excited for a good amount of couch time and a good amount of walking pad time.
How come you're calling it a walking pad? Is it not just a treadmill?
It's not a treadmill.
Well, there's
it's
no
small
handle,
treadmill.
so like it's like a pad, but it's like a treadmill. It like looks like the bottom of a treadmill without like the handle on it. It's like you can't reach out and
So
grab
you got to
anything.
pay attention, otherwise you're going to fly off.
Correct. We've
Well,
had a
it
couple
goes 4
stumbles. We
miles
haven't had
an
any
hour.
falls. Well, the problem is like when you're paying attention to the TV. Like sometimes you'd be like, oh, whoa, like kind of tripped there a little bit. Like,
Is there anywhere that says no texting while walking?
I don't see that on there.
You mind flipping your camera real quick and showing me?
It's going to be too difficult because my computer's all plugged in. I'll send you a picture offline.
It's all plugged in.
Yeah, I'm going to want to see this.
Doesn't want to show the mess around the walking pad.
Well, you can't really see it. Like it's like behind like the chairs and all that stuff.
Got it. All right. Yeah, we'll be back on Monday morning for the recap show. Thanks everybody for listening. Follow us on all social media platforms. But other than that, have a great weekend. Adios.